Okay. Hey, look who's here.
Every other board is canceled tonight, so you're here. It is 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Are you ready?
It is.
It's time, it's recording.
All right then. Good evening and welcome to the Select Board and Board of Health meeting for September 22nd, 2025, being held in the Town House Select Board office. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I learned last week you get more. Otherwise it has 20 pounds.
Oh, 20 pounds, there's 5 cameras, it's adding. This meeting is being broadcast over Zoom. We're also recording the meeting. Is there anybody else recording the meeting? Kristen Rivers from the Hampden Times. Welcome, Kristen.
Sarah Heenan and Reminder Publishing.
And you are who?
Say again?
We'll fill you in on.
Welcome, Sarah. All right, so first order of business is approval of minutes. We have the minutes of September 2nd, 2025. Awesome meeting. We had 3 new candidates for the Conservation Commission brought to us by Bonnie. We appointed all 3. We spoke with the library trustees about the schedule for moving over to the new town hall. And we had general discussions about other things on our agenda. We also had a public hearing, as always, for a pole permit, which was successful for the grid. Don was quite happy there were no double poles involved in that approval.
Excellent. Hence the approval.
Hence the approval, exactly.
All right, I move approval of the September 2nd, 2025 minutes, regular meeting.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Right?
On September 8th, we also met at the town hall. Not all of us, however. And we had another poll hearing, because what else do we do at a selectmen's meeting, right, Don?
We could have a dog hearing. I have a dog.
Yeah, you have a dog to bring. So the poll hearing was successful as well. We talked about the bathroom renovations and recommended awarding the contract for the bathroom renovations at the senior center. We talked about recommending, and we recommended the asbestos contract as well for school. Adopted the surplus property policy, and then discussion about other various things, including the upcoming town meeting.
Move approval of the September 8th, 2025 minutes.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
You don't vote. You can't vote. So Eric abstained. All right, next on the agenda. Inappropriate to talk about, it's a hog hearing, no, right? But Dave, come on up. So we're not gonna refer to you as Big Dave, even though it's never.
A lot of people do.
Do they really?
Yeah, hence the name.
All right. So give us a little background and.
Sure. So what I'm looking to do is
You are,
excuse me, Dave Dussault.
because we got hundreds of people watching online.
I apologize.
Potential customers as well,
Hundreds.
hundreds.
Yeah, so my name is Dave Dussault. I live here in town. Recently moved to Hampden.
Glendale, right?
Yep, Glendale, 2 years ago. Grew up in Agawam all my life. And what I'm looking to do is open up a small business by myself. Just retired from a regular 9-to-5 corporate job in aerospace and defense, 25 years. And I've been doing the motorcycle, particularly with this company, for the past 10 years. But I never owned the facility myself, so I'm looking to do it solely by myself at that location.
So this is on Main Street.
Correct.
The former hardware store.
Right.
You've already been to the planning board
Correct.
and
Yes.
approved there as well. Yep. Just quickly, if I could ask John from the planning board, there were no conditions or anything on their approval, or were there?
Basically, since I'm not on the planning board.
No, I'm sorry, but you were there, I know.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
there, yes, and, no, there was really no condition.
Just the standard approval for any business in the business district.
You change of use, right?
Yeah, it was a change of
use.
use. They previously had used it for storage.
Basically,
Yeah.
it was a garage area.
Yeah, it's a,
But he has-
basically, it's a 3-car
And now-
garage
And now they have that nice,
to turn around and go down.
turnaround going
Yep.
around back.
And there's plenty of parking. And as I mentioned in the application, or my lawyer had mentioned in the application, not looking to do additional lighting, or any parking up in the upper parking lot. And most of the business I've done over the past 10 years, I think I mentioned at the planning board, a lot of it's online. So the traffic is probably gonna be minimal.
A lot of word of mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Repeat-
and
repeat
I go
customers.
I go to events on the weekends, so a lot of times it'll be delivered or shipped right to their house.
Any displays, do you plan on doing any display? of the
Everything's
parking lot?
inside,
Around back,
yep,
right.
everything be outside. The only motorcycles that might be displayed is during the day, like in front of the doors down below.
Or you have to go around back, so not.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
road.
you won't see them from the road.
Okay. I know, you had stopped into Brian's office
Correct.
a while back, and
Yeah,
one
before
of the
we
things I
started
asked
it.
you about then is the concern I would have that there is a child's business above it, a daycare or preschool, whichever. Do you think there'll be much noise impact to them?
It'd be less noise than they currently make.
You think so?
Yeah,
Less
because,
noise than they make?
yes, well, because they use that room, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the building, they use that room for playtime. So twice a day, from what I've been going down there trying to clean up the location. So twice a day, they're in there for maybe a half hour, 40 minutes. You know, just getting some of the energy out of the kids. Then they go back into the main building, which is totally separate from that section.
Okay,
So if somebody who's interested in buying one, can they come down and test drive it from your location?
No test drives,
test drive,
no, I'm not looking for a dealer plate.
Okay.
No test drives, full insurance.
Understood,
All, yeah,
understood.
no, all that stuff, the internet, and I'm gonna have a website and so on and so forth.
Okay, oh, so it really is
Yeah, it has to be with this company.
no service, just
Uh,
sales out of
only-
the.
Well, if the motorcycle, like if I sell a brand new motorcycle and they need to have a service, I have to do it because I'm factory trained by them.
Understood,
So I've been to 2 classes, in California to be trained by them.
okay.
some of the,
Well, you said you weren't going for a dealer plate.
No, but I need a class 1 dealership because of new motorcycles. That's the requirement.
Are they racing, excuse me, John, are they racing motorcycles or?
They're both. They could be strictly off-road or it can be, street registered, so it has title. They all come through with titles,
Yeah.
but some, use them off-road for racing.
You ever been to the Isle of Man races?
No, but it's crazy.
Yes, I've been there several times.
I just came back from, Canada
Yeah,
over the weekend. I got in at 2 o'clock last night for, the 71st Quarterway Enduro, which 700 riders, and they do through the woods on the road, all registered, insured.
I was in 2020 and 2001 and 2004, I think, I was there 3
I-
times.
I get
My son and
nervous.
I you have to go across in a ferry, you know,
I get nervous just watching them. They go too fast.
it really is.
so some of the other licenses we gave to that location required a sign out in the parking lot. Do you think this one does as well, or?
I would like to put, as far as,
No, basically you had to declare a parking place in the parking lot for a couple of the other auto licenses we gave there.
I wouldn't need that, and there
No.
is plenty of parking down below. It's I have a big
Okay.
vehicle.
Fair
I'm
enough.
able to do like a 2-point turn right in the parking lot.
Okay, do you think you'd be adding something to the sign up front?
Just where the placard
Basically,
is,
yeah,
yeah.
probably, okay.
What kind of hours business can be here?
I'm gonna try to do like, 10 to 6.
26?
Yeah, no Sundays.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah, like close Sundays, and maybe one day during the week. Initially, I wanna try to get it up and running, but like I said, there's not gonna be a lot of people coming in.
Right.
Is there lighting going around back, Craig, or no?
There's just one light on the building. There's
That
there's power, the pole lights, but they don't seem to be working, so I don't know if they were shut off for another reason.
There would have been private poles, private lights there.
Okay.
But I mean, the driveway going around back, is it lit at all, or
There's
not
a-
really?
There's a light on the outside of the building. Yeah, just
So
one light
spotlight,
that's
that's
always
about
been
it.
there, yeah.
Okay, that would be a concern for your night, any potential
Right.
nighttime use. So,
And you're gonna do parts and accessories, you got?
Correct. Which I've done, like I said, for the last 10 years, it's always been through another business. But I had an LLC prior to that, so that's why I started fresh with this, because I'm trying to do everything under my own.
sure. Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to grant a Class 1 agent seller license to Big Dave Power Sports.
Yeah, don't laugh, everybody else came up with that name, not me.
Really?
Make a motion to approve Class 1 dealer application on behalf of Big Days Power Sports.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Thank you very
congratulations.
much. Appreciate it, appreciate your time.
The assessors will be out to see you
Yeah.
shortly.
Well, I have a check here too.
He has a check here, but I want everyone to know it's made out to the town of Hampden.
Yeah, if you
Put
guys
it on
wanna
your-
sign that now, I'll make a copy and you can take the license with you now if you want.
Be careful.
No, I
No,
can
slice the check
make a copy
across
of
the
it. You
top.
can take it with you. Yeah, good to go. I know you've been waiting for it.
The more you say it, people are gonna think like, oh, they're really serious. You're one of the best. You never took a dime. If you couldn't fold it, you wouldn't take it.
What is this? This is the license? All right.
All right.
Like goldenrod color. then.
Sarah, is it just as exciting as you remember? All right.
Oh,
Well, that was all the excitement. Now we're gonna review the special town meeting warrant. We have a copy in our folders.
And ignore the article numbers because they're messed up. The Articles 1 through 10 and
2,
Articles 1 through 5.
Kids are helping, huh?
10 plus 5 is 15, so there's 15 articles. I think.
We got 9.5 here, but okay. All right, so we are meeting, we have announced that we're having a special town meeting at the Standard Place, Thornton Burgess on Wilbraham Road on October 27th at 6:30. We have the last couple of special town meetings, we've started them at 6:30 and it's been pretty popular, I think. Before we start into it, is there any appetite to the board to perhaps putting a warrant article on to change the annual town meeting start time? Because if we don't do it now, it's that year-long thing, it wouldn't take effect for a year plus.
I have no problem with that.
What do you think, Craig? Do you think people would be okay? I mean, especially as the annual town meeting is such a lengthy warrant. You know, starting at 6:30, heck, by the time it even gets everybody settled in, you know, it'd be close to 7.
I'm thinking someone's getting older, wants to get to bed early. That's fine.
They are lengthy. Is there
Huh?
is there
Hey.
an opportunity to cut some of the times as opposed to starting
Mhm.
earlier? Is there any way to?
Well, the consent agenda, I think, really helped quite a bit.
Oh, for sure,
last time,
yeah.
I don't know, and it came up to me, somebody asked me, are we going back to the electronic voting thing? And I don't think that's been a focus at this point.
No, I have no.
Do you think 6:30 is what, tough on families or what?
I think for families, I think any time is tough that have small children. I think 6:30 is kind of, just getting a little, as the meeting time goes on, I think it's tough for the younger kids, parents with younger children, because they gotta get home.
Well, that's why I think starting earlier is better
So
though.
I definitely see the point, both.
And then the meat of the town meeting wouldn't be until 7, because the 6:30 to 7 check-in, we're gonna start. A Couple of announcements, let's do the consent agenda, which is typically pretty rote. And then people would be there at 7 for, say, the hefty articles.
Right.
Rather than that might be 7:30, 7:45 for the normal meeting. And they came for a specific thing because of a school article or and now they're there for 7 when it really counts.
Right. Right.
How about this, we put it on for, and if people are against it, they're against it. We have some discussion about it.
Great, yeah, no
Hold
problem.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. It's worth having a conversation.
So we're gonna add an article to
And
amend the general bylaws, right? Okay, so the first one is, Becky had come to talk to us about this, the change to the senior center because of the loss of a grant from the state. And the amount was not huge, I think
7,500, I think.
7,500, right? Okay, additional funding for the facilities manager. We talked about this in the spring, we made an adjustment with conversation with the advisory at that point, and now we need to, now that we've hired somebody, really restore it to a full-time salary. And this is the number, based on your negotiations, this is what we need for a full year. Okay. Right. Additional funding for the insurance account, employee benefits, I did mention this to Dick, that since we had an unexpected retirement, I thought benefits would be short. We do have a couple of employee changes, but Dick does think there's enough latitude in the budget to cover the employee part of it. So this really represents the payout we had to do, which wasn't budgeted because we weren't aware of an upcoming retirement.
What was that?
Scott?
Oh,
Carpenter, installing HVAC at the new town hall, and you don't have a price yet.
Right.
How much-
Myself and Herb met with HVAC contractor this past week.
So there's a difference between if you want individual ones per room, or you could look at a bulk one for a hallway per se. You know, because you do have drop ceilings, it's pretty easy to run the venting that way, so
What they
you'll get a couple different looks at it, right?
Yeah, what they talked about was for the library space, it might make sense to have a single larger unit, possibly on the roof, and then duct it down to the different spaces
In
in
the
that
center
area.
part there.
Yeah.
But I was thinking your hallway there, you might make out, because it is fairly contiguous and you can drop down, you might get away with one larger one for the whole hallway.
Yeah, actually, I think they might have been including those two front offices in that as well, so.
Really?
what are you talking about ballpark?
They said we're not gonna do it for less than 100,000.
Sounds all right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, HVAC replacement, so basically anybody who's been to the senior center is aware that their system is up above, up in the rooftop area. This is a bit of a ballpark at this point. Gary Weiner met with BG Mechanical, went through a list of equipment. This, I believe, was, his ballpark figure was in the 190 range. This is, understanding that that wasn't a quoted system. Things are gonna be going up, and this is probably more appropriate for, by the time this gets voted and out there, 250 is probably not. And there were some things that weren't covered, i.e. opening up the roof, etc. You have to be charging somebody else to be paying for. John, I miss anything?
No, you're
Yeah.
pretty much spot on.
So 250 is the ballpark we're looking at there. Brian, you were at that meeting as well, and I think that was the
Yeah,
number.
The same HVAC contractors that went through TWB with Herb, he also took them over to the senior center for a second quote on what could be done there, so.
On the
Okay.
senior center also.
Yeah, on senior center also,
So we have not received that.
not yet.
So are they still gonna do the roof?
Yes, but that would now be, because this would involve work to the roof, it'd be forced to do the roof work and then open it back up again. So,
We are still planning.
there, right, one potential thing would be the longer you put it off, the amount that we had quoted may go up. But I did see a couple other quotes that potentially could go down, so we're hoping that the money that is appropriate already will handle the roof project. Transfer station electrical, Don, you wanna?
I have no idea what this is.
Well, there was always a, so this is probably for you. So we have a little shed that was bought many years ago up there
Yes,
where they,
yes.
and they were talking about trying to get power into it because, A, there's no heat, they did have a generator. So this is what they think it would cost to get a single line, 120 over to that place. Whether it comes off the pole that's going out or whatever, electrician, et cetera. Obviously, you gotta come off the, you can't go into the cap.
Right.
So it's gotta be one of those poles that then Maybe you could call your friends and see if they got a leftover double pole, they can give us. Yeah,
Or the cut ones.
So this is $12,500 to attach a wire to a pole?
and wire the thing, there's no wiring in it for heat or anything like that. I don't know who came up with this, but
This was,
Gary?
I think there's signage there too, right?
so it's 10,000 for electrical, 2,500 the signage.
But, okay,
His name,
all right,
just to work
this
with TV real
is,
time.
should this be into the enterprise fund?
You know, do we have any money in it?
No, but I'm just saying, should this be raised and appropriate for the enterprise fund?
It could be. The
Well, I'm just
question is,
saying, I know
is
it's a
there gonna be enough
capital, it's a capital
revenue?
thing, but
I don't
when
know
we
that-
establish that a fund, is it responsible for all capital work up at the landfill? I don't know.
I
Yeah,
I
so
think
you
in
should-
theory, yes, but I don't know that the revenue supports. This year's projected revenue didn't
Well,
include.
Well, I understand that, but could we modify the revenue for, could we appropriate 12.5 additional for the enterprise fund?
But then you'd have to generate the revenue.
This is from the tax rate, that's how you're doing it. Again, we already appropriated some money from the tax rate for the enterprise fund anyhow. Now we're just increasing
Yes.
that amount.
What
True.
John is saying, instead of like a special, I say see if the town raises and appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
or transfer pay money, $12,500 to the enterprise fund for the purpose of.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
okay. Now, the only downside there,
Yes.
Don, would be that's a fiscal year thing. Whereas if we do this way, if it doesn't get done by June 30th.
It stays there, right? You don't.
No, I'm saying the enterprise fund is fiscal, it's bound to June 30th, where this is a warrant article, it can get done July, August, whatever, I would just say look into it. I think we wanna spend the money there, find the appropriate vehicle that it goes into.
I'm suspecting they'd like
Yes.
to have it done before winter though.
Oh, that ain't gonna
I think
happen, that's not gonna happen, I don't think.
well, that's kind of the whole, that,
So then can't we
Yeah,
just appropriate like $100 for mittens? Blankets?
and hats,
Donation from Don, thanks.
they could use electric blanket,
Yeah. All right, moving on. Well, I want to see the copy of the signage too. Police cruiser purchase. This is in response to the email we got from the interim chief.
This is
I'll
for-
make a quick comment about the email, I'm sure the whole board saw it. That there were two options there, one for a cruiser, although it wasn't listed as an SUV, I assume it's an SUV,
it's
and
an
one for a
intercept,
truck.
yeah, an interceptor SUV.
And one for a truck, and I will say, as I've said in the past, I do not see the need for the police department to have a truck. Just because other towns do, so,
Is this the money for a truck or for?
the higher amounts of the truck,
Oh, I see,
Yep.
okay.
yeah,
The lower amounts interceptor SUV.
yeah. Which really has gone up considerably down from the.
I guess so.
diesel.
Yeah.
Based on the mileage, and thank you for forwarding the mileage recap from the police department, they certainly are looking at least one new vehicle. And I did appreciate the fact that I think that if we went for a interceptor at the special town meeting, the delivery wasn't too bad, based on that email, I don't think.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I do think it's appropriate for the board to discuss coming up before we go to advisory. It sounds weird, which horse we're backing here, basically. Are we endorsing the discussion about a truck, or are we saying, no, we're staying with SUVs? And if we were changing the direction of the department, should that be under the purview of the new chief? Because that would be a kind of a sea change in what the vehicle fleet looks like. And I don't think it's appropriate to bring somebody in with a pretty big change like that. I wouldn't appreciate it coming under. And honestly, based on the mileage, we're probably looking at another cruiser in the spring anyhow. And maybe the new guy could weigh in, a new person could weigh in at that point. Because I think there were two done right up in the
Yeah, there were
80s
two.
and 90s at that,
Yeah.
right, so. So with the highway department, superintendent has asked us to consider getting another Volvo, basically, was it a Volvo? Okay, basically, it's a Volvo Michigan loader, basically that type of thing, what we have up there right now. We had gotten a new one several years back, a Volvo at that point. We did not trade the old one in, we kept it for loading the salt into the trucks, which was probably an incredibly good use of it at that point, because it keeps the other one on the road doing work and doesn't drag it back in. Mark, I believe, is looking to actually have now 2 in service at this time. Probably still running the other one until, honestly, until it dies, the one that loads salt. And I see an advantage to this, because looking at what we're gonna be, the loader is a much more appropriate plowing device for the school parking lot than a plow truck. Because it's gotta be mobile, turning around quite a lot, you know, lifting and clearing up to the side there. So having one there, that's gonna be a several-hour job just doing that parking lot.
Absolutely.
I think
And
that,
John, you wanna share?
I do, if I could. Thought process was that it was going to be a little smaller than what we have now.
Mhm.
Okay, we have an L70 now, and he wants to go down to an L50
Mhm.
Volvo.
Mhm.
And again, he's thinking of trading in the John Deere because there is some value to it.
The old one.
The old, yes.
We,
Go ahead.
no, we did talk about that. I mean, is there value to it? I mean, the most valuable thing on it are the tires, because they're in decent shape.
You are correct.
Right.
You know, but it's
And
gonna
there's-
need, it does need tires.
At some point, or we traded it, or it was valuable to load in. I would not predicate the price on this based on the trade-in. If we traded it, great. If we don't, we don't.
So one of
It's
the
not gonna be
things-
worth,
The new loader would stay and load trucks. Okay?
Yes.
Use the big loader to do the parking lot
right, and,
and other plowing, whatever.
what, I think at that point, back when we were looking at trading in, when we got the Volvo, it was in the $10,000 range, and now it'd be worth even less, so I wouldn't predicate the purchase on this, oh, we're gonna save 4,000.
This number here, I think, is on the one that has a few hours on it too, isn't it?
Right, with full warranty,
But with the full warranty, so
Full
he's
warranty,
actually,
yeah.
that's another
and
thing.
in
I think
stock,
to point
ready to
out
go.
as far as
Right,
There was
people
two
in the town to
options
know.
to that.
yeah,
Right, this is the he went for the lower of the two, which
What was
Yeah.
the number?
point out.
175, but we'd have it in our fleet the next, basically in November, which would be great.
So
Which is when we're gonna need it, because we'll
think the
be in
original-
charge of the parking lot at that point, et cetera.
I think the 175 is actually for new.
Yeah, it's a higher number.
That's not gonna, even better, so.
Yeah.
All right, the next is a request from the Parks Department to get a pickup truck, and they're asking for 20,000, which I assume is a used truck. And that's their purview to put articles on the town meeting warrant. And we can have a discussion about that later, maybe even at the advisory hearing. Do you know when your hearing's gonna be? I asked Doug, and I don't know that Doug had picked a date yet at this point.
Remember back from the-
Okay,
And I haven't heard back from Doug either. So
Okay.
I asked the same.
all right. Old cemetery, new section turnaround. So cemetery department has asked, had a conversation, or Dwayne had a conversation with Doug about CPA money to do a construction of a cul-de-sac in the old cemetery, which I'm trying to think must be up to the left,
It's in the
'Cause, I mean,
southwest
the-
portion of the
Yeah,
cemetery.
the south.
Chapin.
yeah.
Chapin. Because, I mean, you go in, you turn to the right. I thought there was a turnaround at the road. He had a
There's
circle
there
there.
on the right, but not
And
way
then-
up, not way up.
Where we went up for the ceremony.
Right,
There's no circle up there.
no.
All right, the only question I had was, and Doug was gonna look into it, any restriction on CPA funds for construction as opposed to historical resources. We had been asked for money before for restoration of gravestones, for restoration of the, the statue across the street. But an actual construction, because there have been limitations on the recreation part as well, things like that. So he was gonna check with the state and make sure that was all for.
Talking about the recreation part, is there, does CPA funds, can they fund a study? Because our, open space study has to be updated to get other grants, so.
I would think so,
they could-
sure,
They could still do a study, right? They
I
could
would think
fund
so.
a study, it's like 20, I think that Conway school said like $20,000 to do it, so.
Right. Can't get it back from, Steve and, Mary?
$250,000.
Right now, if I could just interject on that, right now, Dan sent me over a grant opportunity from the state of it's land conservation assistance grant, up to 25,000, so we're exploring that right now. So it might not require CPA funds, but in my experience, CPA funds would be
You could use for that.
good.
Yeah. So we have,
Right
so we
now
got
that-
two ways to go.
Yeah, that grant would allow, so it's 90% reimbursement, 10% could be in-kind match, so we would need a open space and recreation committee to work with the vendor, we could track the time and make up the 2,500 that we need.
Okay. I'll turn the master plan committee over to the open space and just tell them.
Give me something to do on Wednesday mornings.
Exactly. All right, Article 1.
In 111?
Article X1, yeah. Yeah.
1A.
1A, exactly. Adopt the local
Just on one
lodging
first,
excise
so.
tax, okay. Chapter 64G, Section 3A.
So that requires a percentage.
Yeah, I thought it's, Don, you said the other towns are on the 6%, right?
6%.
It's pretty
Max is
standard,
6%, most towns are at
Okay.
6%.
And I checked with the Department of Revenue, and there's currently 6 places in town that have.
I saw that list,
that have
yeah.
Lodging. that
Actually, it was
that rent
surprising.
lodging.
I thought they would all be at.
No.
I was surprised there were 3 other ones.
Yeah, the lodging, and the way it works is that they add the 6% onto the rental fee. The town really has no role in it, and the business collects the money, they send it in with their regular sales and use tax, and quarterly the state sends you the money.
So the customer pays it,
The customer says,
like a tariff.
yeah, the customers.
I knew you were going down that road.
We're gonna have a 20% tariff on Wilbraham River. 6%.
Thank you, Sarah, no. No, Kristen, no.
And so, it's not gonna raise a lot of money, but it might get a couple of $1,000 over the course of a year,
Right up there with that electric vehicle fund.
Right.
Right, yeah. Huge money. And then we have the standard financial transfers, something, a water department borrowing, that's based on, basically, there was a bit of a discussion between our financial department and DOR, and this is, I assume, the result of that discussion, basically.
It's money that's already been raised.
Right,
It
but
wasn't
this is-
available immediately to pay, so we gotta reappropriate it.
Yeah. Then we have the standard, let's say, 3 articles. Transfer from free cash to reduce the tax rate, always pretty popular. Transfer from general stabilization fund to reduce the tax rate, just as popular. And then free cash, put it back in the savings account, not as popular, but they have to be there. Is there anything else that I haven't covered on the suggested warrant that anybody wants to put on before we close it?
Could we transfer, the statute says the town meeting can transfer money from one department to another. So, for instance, we paid our Hampden County Retirement Board is $10,000.
So we have our 10% left.
So we have 10,000 left in that. Could we transfer that 10,000 to pay for, send it to the senior center for the 12,500 or the 7,500 for the,
Right, so,
7,000?
right, because we appropriate worst case.
Right,
That we
right.
didn't make the payment, got the discount. Now we have the discount,
We have the, it's $10,000, about
Can we reduce it?
$10,400.
can we reduce the appropriation basically and transfer that money?
You can,
Yes, you can amend the operating budget to the tax rate set.
I don't know, like I say, I don't know if we transfer, but we can reduce one and increase the other, basically affecting the same thing. But I don't know about transferring per se.
yeah, I think you can. It says the town meeting can transfer under 30, under 40.
No, but I mean, it's effectively the same thing, we're gonna decrease one appropriation and increase another appropriation, and explain, at the end of the day, it's the same money.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking it's a
right,
way to,
Yeah,
you know, and likewise, I guess on the senior center thing, could you repurpose the portion of that $140,000 towards the 250 and then come back later on when they're ready to do the roof? I mean, we're talking almost $750,000 here at the special town meeting. I'm just thinking of a way to,
Consolidate.
so if you're not gonna do the roof now, but for the HAVEC, the important thing, could you transfer, I don't know, the bathrooms are like 40 or 50,000, so could you transfer that 90,000 to this?
So you can
And that's
repurpose,
already,
you can repurpose the funds from the previous article for different purposes, let's say, HVAC, and then you would reduce the amount of the subsequent article.
right.
That's what you could do, whether you wanna do it or not,
well,
Yeah, right.
but you could do it.
you'd have to do it with the motion, because the motion originally before did not mention HVAC, so
You'd have to
you'd have to change one to make it.
change what
It
it
would
right.
be an article to repurpose the prior vote.
Or revote the motion, increasing it, and basically add that purpose in there.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, as well, yeah.
And then you have to come back though to the town meeting for the
For a later
roof.
Right.
But I'm just thinking, now, I just look at this, like $750,000 at a special town meeting, look.
Yeah. All right, so that would require another article.
Right,
So before we close the warrant, are you looking, do you wanna put a placeholder in for that?
yeah, put a place for both
And
those
have a
articles,
discussion.
both those articles, we'll have a discussion,
Okay,
right? Can you do that?
Yeah, let's
All right.
make sure I got them right here.
okay, with that amended list, are we ready to close the warrant?
So you wanna repurpose,
So you're
consider
gonna-
repurpose.
So you're gonna be up to, all the way up to 7A,
I know.
okay?
1B. So repurpose the roof amount,
Yeah,
Yep, and then,
that's 10,000.
and then do the, basically change an appropriation thing, or transfer from one appropriated line to another. Which would effectively, actually,
might be,
that would replace Article 1. Because Article 1 is you're asking for money for the shortage, and you're saying, can we take care of the shortage by transferring instead?
Right,
So you're
right.
replacing Article 1.
Replacing Article 1 with.
Yeah.
I'll look into that.
Yeah, one way or the other, Article 1 is gonna be taking care of the shortfall from the state. Whichever way, either we do it by transfer or from free cash, or an unused appropriation.
I wanna look at it, but I think the board may have the authority with, I think we get back to the advisory and select board agreeing to transfer the line items.
I think the
I
board,
thought that was
I think the
only
board
after May
advisory
1st
could
though.
only do that in the
After
last
May
2 months.
1st, yeah, right.
After May
last month.
1st,
Yeah.
but any other time during the year, it has to be a town meeting vote.
Okay,
Right,
I'll double
Yeah.
check that.
And could you look at on the CPA money, and think about the park, the open space plan? You know, so you
Yeah.
can figure out that grant and see what
yeah.
all right,
Yeah, I think
And
we're-
with that being said,
move to close the warrant for the special town meeting. When is that? October 27th, 2025,
what time?
6:30 PM.
All right then, all in favor? Aye, thank you. All right, surplus property, which is not the selectmen, no matter what people say.
my request
Select board members, excuse me.
is to surplus approximately 90 student desks that were remaining in Thorn Burgess.
Really?
There's about 30 in the back 3 classrooms currently in the park and recreation space.
Oh, Old students, John, you want one?
My
You
plan
sure?
would be to offer them back to the school district, just in case they want them. If not, then maybe sell them as a lot or a
Stuff
bulk.
them with all the extra desks over at Memorial. I mean, they got their time.
We'll drop them off at the
All right,
elementary school.
okay.
then what happens?
I'm sorry, so,
Let's say they don't want them, then what happens?
Then we would dispose of them.
which is gonna be a cost to,
It just, if the district doesn't want them, I would probably put them as one lot on municipal bid.
Yeah.
Like 90 student desks and see if anybody wants them.
and if nobody does, at that point, we're gonna have to pay to get rid of them, right?
We could. Well, yeah, we would have to
At some
dispose
point.
of it.
Sell 'em
So
off-
worst case-
Should we sell them off one at a
Town of
time?
Facebook
Maybe someone would
Marketplace.
want their desk. Or for kids, or,
Is this the tip of the iceberg? We talked about it actually, and maybe tomorrow, we could take a look through a couple of the classrooms, we're meeting tomorrow over there. Is there other stuff, or is this the worst part?
In terms of student stuff, this is the worst of it.
Okay,
The rest of it is
miscellaneous desks and stuff like that?
adult desks and old office chairs and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of hand sanitizer.
Good,
it's all good.
Yeah.
no bad. Alright,
Like,
alright, so you need authorization, or is that just you letting us know, basically?
the policy would have you authorize, would designate the property as surplus.
I move that the 90 desks, remaining 90 desks at the Thornton W. Burgess School be considered surplus.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, update on where we stand on converting Thornton Burgess to a new town hall.
Yes. Our facilities manager is extremely busy. So as I emailed the board, I'm still aiming for,
Bigger paper, yeah.
can you see that?
You have an 11 by 17?
I can put it up there if you want.
Oh, sorry, okay, who says I can see that far?
Pull your chair closer.
Jesus.
Yeah, right now.
Put it up there. I'm gonna share it.
No, it's fine,
Wait,
go ahead.
Yeah, share it.
Zoom, share, host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, so anyhow, so you have this list here.
So, bigger projects that we're looking to do, before we get in is obviously the asbestos abatement of the 5 classrooms. Library is hoping to add 2 additional rooms to that. That is that went out to bid. It was awarded to Abide from East Hill Meadow.
Was that because of the timing thing, that Apex turned it down?
Apex told me that they quote unquote made a mistake in their bid and that they would like to rescind it, and I happily accepted because they're
Right,
from a very far distance away. I just feel more comfortable with
okay.
more local companies. So that's scheduled for October 13th. They've allowed for about a week. I'm not sure it will take that long. Those tiles are coming up by themselves. So I don't think it'll take too long to get them up.
Nice,
They all be up by
take a desk, take a tile, yeah, right.
After that, we need to install new flooring in those locations. So as you know, we're trying to zone the building into really 3 zones in terms of our electronic access, library, parks and rec, and town hall. There's 2 ways, there's 2 locations where we need access control, whether that's, we were thinking it was gonna be hallway doors, similar to the ones that are in there now. Another option is to do, at least temporarily, some wall construction, and just block those areas off. Conversations with the building inspector. Those are 2 options that are being explored right now.
Back to the thing, so
Yeah.
the flooring, I see you got tomorrow on here, did it already bid and you got it?
So tomorrow, so they're part of the MHEC contract, Mass
Oh.
Higher Education Commission.
Alright,
So MHEC has essentially done the procurement for us.
okay, cause I think Vinny has done work here, not just here, but at the senior center as well back in the past, yeah.
Yeah. Other things that need to be done, we need to replace ceiling tiles. There's many painted ceiling tiles that ruins the fire rating on the tiles, and that's not allowed.
Is that jobbed out, or is that something Herb is doing?
That's something that's gonna be done in-house.
Okay.
We've already placed the order. I don't think they've been delivered yet, but, we've already placed the order for that. In a lot of the spaces that we're gonna occupy, there's, miscellaneous light bulbs that need to be changed. We have worked with our regional energy manager, to, bring in a company. I wasn't able to be there, but, they walked through a lighting company with our facilities manager to to look at the best options for the building, the rooms there. But that could be, depending on the cost of that, doesn't necessarily need to be something that's done immediately as long as we have working light bulbs. Painting classrooms, painting hallways are on the list. Talked about the electronic door locks. We have a quote from Valley Communications for that. There's a statewide contract for that work that requires a solicitation of 3 bids from vendors listed on the contract. I sent 2 other additional solicitations out today. That's around $40,000 for 8. It would be 8 doors. We would save costs if instead of doing doors in those 2 locations, if we were to do a wall or a temporary wall, it would, obviously wouldn't have to incur that cost of the doors or the electronic door locks there. We're guessing it's gonna be probably around $15,000 a door in terms of those 4 double wide doors. Security cameras, we have the quote from Valley for the security cameras to give us an idea of what that will cost.
Sorry, back to the door thing, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be, control where's the main control gonna be? You know, for that, like right now, we have the camera stuff, the server is in the
Yep,
closet
so that's
back
gonna be
there.
cloud-based.
And so accessible by you, by Lauren, whichever, in terms of,
Yeah.
admin control.
Whoever has admin controls can access it on premise or off premise.
Right.
So if there's some change in the schedule with let's just say community group decides not to use it, then somebody can just go on it
Okay.
off the doors, which will be helpful.
And the camera thing, again, we did talk to Tony about that, and,
I haven't heard back from him. I haven't heard back from Tony at this
no, but I
point.
mean, we had that brief conversation, were they willing to, put that into their rotation of dispatch monitoring and whichever,
Yep,
yeah,
and they seem to agree to that.
but no specifics at that point.
Right.
And I do think, we did talk about, off subject, but adding camera coverage at some of our other facilities. We have nothing at the senior center, perhaps one at the highway department as well wouldn't be wrong, so.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even mind having one at the transfer station for off hours to discourage
Well, as soon as we get the
not so
power
legal
wired.
dumping. Yeah, and more power, but they just have eyes up there because it's off the beaten path and sometimes there's.
Well, to be honest, we've had incidents up there where a little camera would have been pretty helpful in understanding what happened.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
But of course, we have some there now. Just kidding.
Yes,
What?
it's totally covered, all areas are totally covered with cameras,
Right,
identify
And
any.
the drone? And you got
And
the
the
drone.
drone.
so you'll recall that the town has a state earmark of $90,000 in the state budget that's currently on hold. That was gonna cover the cameras and the electronic door locks. I checked in today, they're expecting a decision in mid-October as to whether that money will be released or not.
Now, the problem is, if we spend,
Yeah.
it's not a reimbursable earmark, right? Or it is?
It is.
Oh, it is. So we could-
I asked them to check with, administration and finance that if we went ahead and did it
They would cover
before they
Yeah.
released the hold, that they would cover it, and they said yes,
in writing?
in writing.
Okay.
Yeah,
They never change their mind.
never,
Yeah.
they never give us funding and then put it on hold. So, the IT upgrades that we'll need in the building, those will hopefully start tomorrow. We've already, purchased the equipment that we need for that at the end of the last fiscal year. So that'll hopefully get the building, all the switches updated and, all the Wi-Fi set throughout all of the occupied spaces in the building. That should start tomorrow. Internet, we have put in an installation request. We had a very, very brief site visit where they said that we can request installation. That was the extent of our visit. We said, yep, and then we left. That was worthwhile. Also, good use of an hour. Again, office cleanouts, office setup, those will be a little bit later on in the process. Most of the rooms are pretty clean. Sink cabinet removals, bulletin board removals. We're we have a meeting tomorrow to talk about, the wells that are there
Mhm.
now in relation to the septic system and what Mass DEP would like to see, based on the change of use of the building. But we think we think we'll be able to resolve that pretty easily.
Do we have perhaps Don and I can have a bit of a walkthrough after we're done with that as well?
Yep. We still need an exterior
We'll
sign.
FaceTime you in. Okay.
We still need an exterior sign. I'd like to initially do interior signage, temporary interior signage. And then we'll have more permanent signage once we're comfortable with the space and how it works, because maybe things might get moved around. And we don't wanna, I don't think we should invest money in permanent signage that we have to rip off the wall and glue somewhere else. Trash recycling, we need to get dumpsters there. Fire extinguisher inspections, we need to get those updated.
That was a question, you were saying that you would have Herb talk to Selco about getting a quote on them doing what they do here over in that building.
Yep, I don't know if he has yet,
Okay.
but yes, we did have that conversation.
All right. And then obviously we need to tell them, hey, in December, you're not coming over here.
Right. So with all that said, my hope is that the move date would be mid-November.
We're still on track.
Yeah, I would
Right
definitely.
now,
like
it
to go
seems
there
like your
before
biggest
Thanksgiving.
problem, the biggest thing is the doors. Control, area control.
Yep,
Because I mean,
I'd like to have those in, Herb and I had a conversation, and I would like to have those in place and set before we move in. And the asbestos abatement and flooring is also important to get that done.
okay.
Talking about that, how's the fire department abatement going?
Done. Wrapped up quickly, again. It might be just what happens in town, but the floor tiles came up easier there too, so it finished in a couple days.
Okay.
So that's all, that's set as well. They just gotta get the dumpster out of here.
Okay.
They just moved the asbestos outside right now.
Okay. All right, next on the thing, we have a revised request for a joint meeting, pushing it to October 9th, also at the IRC. I believe at the IRC, or they call it the library,
Is it 9th or the 7th?
9th,
Really?
Thursday the 9th,
So it is.
yeah.
October 9th?
Let's see, am I doing that? too?
I did have a conversation with, Wilbraham Finance, and they thought that was a good date for them. So participate in,
Are they gonna come?
yeah,
So they will be there.
yeah.
Isn't that nice of them?
So it does sound like a little more opportunity for a good multi-board discussion, sharing, kumbaya event.
I think in the diplomatic circles, they call it a frank and honest discussion.
Frank was not invited.
No.
Are they bringing cookies, or do we have to bring our own cookies?
We have to stop at Rice's.
Oh, yeah, I've already got that in my calendar.
So did they send out
No,
agenda still the same?
I don't know if we've actually seen the agenda per se, but they're looking for, I'm looking for something from a board. Look, if they're gonna schedule a meeting
There was a
with all interested parties and everybody signed into it, are we gonna go there on the 9th? I'm like, I'm looking for,
yeah, sure, we'll go,
okay, great.
we'll go.
Please reply back. We're delighted to attend.
3, and I'll have the
1 and 2 guests?
roast
Prime rib?
beef. I'll have the prime rib.
I thought you were vegan this month. All right, great. We look forward to the agenda. Okay, correspondence, that was pretty much the correspondence right there. Oh, sorry, correspondence. We have a request from a resident to have a discussion about a speed limit similar to what Wilbraham did last year for, gosh, what did they call it? Unposted roads.
Yeah.
And Brian, you did some research on that with the chief, and there's a little more to it than just,
Yeah,
has
so,
to be a density, has to be.
yes, so what that applies to is for unposted roads where the area qualifies as a business district or thickly settled. Then towns can have a local opt-in to reduce that default speed limit to 25.
Right.
But it only applies in those areas, so it's not town-wide per se.
I don't think, and Don, you've been here just as much, you know, in terms of thickly settled, the Sessions area perhaps, you know, Raymond Drive, I think is the prime, like I said, if we could do something there, but we have a low speed limit there, people just ignore it.
Right,
You
if
know,
it's posted,
right,
then,
Right, you can post what you want, but, again, I'd like to, like, what can we do with Raymond Drive? I still go back to, I don't know how Long Meadow does it. Is it William Street or whatever the street is that next to Big Y? They have a couple of speed bumps there.
Yeah,
Chicopee
On a main
has-
road.
Chicopee has it on Front Street.
Yeah,
Holyoke has on the speed limit homes.
Yeah, on a regular road.
They can plow right over them,
Right.
they're quite,
so that'd be about the only way, I think,
yes.
you really drop that speed
That's
down on
physical.
Raymond Drive, which is fine with me. If it's legal, do it.
Sarah, what did Wilbraham, does Wilbraham have a townwide one, do you know, you?
For the 25?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's what they passed last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they
They
did.
do.
I
They
just
just passed
saw
it.
it
They
like
just
about
passed
a
it.
week or two ago.
Yeah,
It's fairly recent.
No,
yeah, I think the sign says 25 and less posted.
Speed
on
limit
there is.
is 25 throughout the town unless posted otherwise.
And I've seen it in other towns recently,
Have you?
like the
Ludlow
last
has
couple
it.
weeks.
You travel more than we do.
Postings be taken down. So like,
Springfield
for
has
example,
it
Mill.
also.
do they?
No, it's
But
not.
again, the key part is about the thickly settled.
Posted, now it's 25.
But the thickly settled is the key part right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we don't have a lot of qualification for, certainly not on the eastern side of town. And where this was directed for, that road would not be considered thickly settled at all.
That was the Glendale.
No,
Not road.
Not road, yeah. No.
I'll double check, but my understanding is that you can designate, there's two ways to designate it, you can do it by street. You can do it by street, or you designate it townwide, quote unquote townwide. That's what it lists on the Mass.dot website, but the law says it's
Yes.
townwide for every thickly settled or business
Right,
district.
right. Every
That's my
qualified
understanding of
area.
how that works.
Yeah, and the sign that I saw just basically said townwide.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it did say speed.
right. Right.
I'll
But it
double-
didn't
I'll double check.
designate
Thank
thickly
you.
settled at
Unless
all.
otherwise
All
posted.
right,
Yeah.
select board
Yes.
member
Posted,
reports.
yes.
Was there any other correspondence, Lauren or Brian?
No.
Anything to report? Nothing to report. We have a planning board meeting on Friday, on Wednesday this week.
Nothing report.
Okay, Brian, anything to report?
We received a resignation of our health director, that'll be effective at the end of October.
A tremendous loss, but knowing how good Finn was, I'm not surprised that he was poached and going somewhere,
The
so.
post chief assessment center is tomorrow for the final four candidates. So we would expect a recommendation from
What
the
time?
consultant. It's gonna be all morning essentially.
That's gonna be
I
a
thought you were
TW,
gonna be there for that too, no?
that's gonna be a TWB too,
Right.
right?
We can peek in the,
Hopefully
we can
not,
peek
hopefully
in,
not the room with the bad tiles,
we can peek in the windows.
right? Use the gym.
The town received funding for, funding equipment, for RRFB, which is the rectangular rapid flashing beacons for the, for pedestrian, for the crosswalk at, Main Street and North Road here.
The last one, basically.
Yeah.
So this makes our third,
Third
I
one.
think it's the third one. So that's, but user activated, so you push the button and it flashes, so
but I assume it's the
pedestrians
same as the other two.
are more visible in the crosswalk, so.
And Brian, can we just back up to the like previous, the police chief?
Yeah.
Did they say when they were anticipating, to let us know what their recommendation is? Did they,
How long will that be, you think?
I don't know exactly, I'll ask him tomorrow and find out, I was hoping it would be, I mean, it's Tuesday, I was hoping it would be by the end of the week, but, yeah, I was hoping it'll be the following meeting, we could set up some. The idea would be that I think the board would wanna interview the final two candidates, right?
So are they weeding from 4 down to 2, is that their plan?
I think they'll give us the scores,
Okay,
I think they'll rank the candidates and then,
and then it's our choice, we wanna bring in 2, 3, 4. I
Right.
mean, they all came in within a point of each other, we might say, well, we're gonna have to see all 4 or something, okay.
right, there's no prescriptive way to do it.
Alright.
Which we'll run it, should we create a scorecard for ourselves? You know, when we interview the people, so we all working off the same piece of paper?
Well, not the hold up one like you did last time, 4.5 from the Russian judge.
Yeah.
that's a good idea, Don, maybe you should take care of that by our next meeting.
I think we had one last time.
Did we?
Didn't Mary Ellen do something like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
for the fire chief it was at
Yeah.
one time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
All right.
That's it.
That's a project. I'll keep me busy
That all you
tomorrow night.
Early morning.
Yeah,
Early morning, right. Anything from the vast, John, how's the water project going?
Somewhere in January. Back.
Is it
back
the
on.
equipment supply, is it still the pump house problem?
Yep.
Basically, yeah,
Pretty much done with the streets.
it's just supply at this point? Yeah,
They're finishing up the pump house, but can't rush it. It's not
Okay.
available.
all right, oh, also, I don't know if
What's going on,
everybody's,
Sarah?
well, not, no, we changed it, but you can email the new one to her. And I think I did see the report from the Audubon for the deer pellets, and the population has gone up, I believe they said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good to know.
Okay.
My wife and kids were walking, took a hike this weekend, and I think walked right into a deer and didn't move. Didn't move. Yeah, I got pictures on the phone, I just took it, just didn't move. I just kept walking and just
So what
watched
are you
them,
doing
yeah.
here?
Pretty neat, pretty interesting, yeah, pictures, yeah.
Okay, well, if I see no other business coming before the board,
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you all. Have a good week.
So.